Wait a minute, just making sure here.
But he tripping.
Can
Can
you
you
hear
hear
me?
me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so am I live ready?
God, so you too.
Okay, how's my screen? Looking okay? All right, good. We broadcasting?
No.
God, so we broadcast.
All right. Shalom, Israel. With us, UBK start off 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General Yohana. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. This is Officer Zaki Parr, teaching the Lashawan Qadash class, South Carolina. Oh, we got the Kazamar.
Okay.
And who else we got in there? Nayar.
God, so.
Okay, who else we got over there? We got okay, cool. Well, we teaching. Can you see what I'm doing? Oh, we got 18 nations. Are we good?
Okay, I can see everything.
Yeah, we teaching the 18 nations tonight. Sorry for the transmission delay there, but we got our we're teaching the 18 nations today. We're teaching about the nations, all of the nations of the world that we find in the Bible and where they would be and where are they located now. So, but we got any people in the chat, Akas?
Not yet, sir. I'm gonna
All
send
right,
out the link in the chat and stuff.
send out the link in the chat, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I mean, do that.
You'll have to do the announcement over again.
Okay, change that.
No, I said.
Okay. So we're good.
Okay, yeah, with what?
All right.
You go.
So we're live now with the people in the link, okay? So all right. So we're teaching 18 nations. Any questions in the chat before we start, Cosmar?
Not yet, sir.
Not yet? Okay. But the 18 nations, that's the biblical nations, the nations as they're known today, you know, as they're known today. Am I looking directly? Okay. As they're known today, the biblical names, and of course, the 18 nations, Hashema, Ma, Wa'ana, Sharayam, Sharayan. That means the 18. Shama Wana is 18. And Ashura, Gawayan, that's the 18 nations. And of course, the
Right.
18 nations is, what was that now?
I was like, I was saying right.
Anybody? Okay, good. Look, we have India, Assyria. Who else we have? Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, so-called white people, Of course, we know who that is. That ain't nothing but the Esau, right? And
Right.
Israel, Ethiopians, Egyptians, North Africa, South Africa, French, Russia, Greek, and German. Spain and Italy. We're going to go over these as fast as we can here. But basically, we're the ISUBK. Start off 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under command of Yohana, where we teach blacks, Hispanic, and Native Indians make up the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not affiliated with any other Israelite group. Officer Kazak Shapar again. We are in the greater Greenville area. That would be Simpsonville. And we're doing a broadcast. Of course, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, we teach the Lashawan Qadash class every Friday night at 7:30. So we hope you guys get some understanding out of it. The Hebrew consists of how many characters? Anybody know? Lakas? People out there in the audience there, how many characters Hebrew? Because you got Abba Gada Hawa Zaka Tayakala Manasa Ipataza Kwarashata. And we teach the ancient and the Assyrian. How many are there? Anybody? How many characters did I just say?
Like, so we got Sister Crystal, River
Right.
Officer. I'm over checking it.
Right. Clap it up for it, man. Clap it up for Sister Crystal, man. Sister Crystal. All right. And that's what is that? Officer Amawad's uh rib, right?
Right, right.
And then we got the Syrian. And that's how you check in. You learn from the we were a little bit late and we apologize for that. We'll try to be on time next time. Um, but anyway, the Syrian Hebrew, the ancient Hebrew, they look vastly different. They are because they just look different. And you see our Hebrew chart over there. That's why I try to put it over there. Guys, you make sure you keep a chart in your home so you can practice this. But there are 22 characters in the Hebrew. Write that down, people in the audience and people in my audience right here and people over and all the audiences here. And even the Syrian has 22 also, but they have five extra characters. Can anybody tell me what those five extra characters represent? What is their representation? Why does the Assyrian have five extra characters? You can y'all write it down. Tell me, cause tell me what you got in the chat. Why people said why is there five extra characters right there in the Assyrian Hebrew? Because that's when we were in captivity. That Assyrian nation. Um, that is the Syria. That's when I believe Daniel was in there. The Syrians are and the Syrians are two different types of people, but you got they all in that land illustrated pretty much Mesopotamia. You know that area. Does anybody know what those other characters are? Is a cause who got in the chat? Yeah,
Nothing yet, sir. But we got just Art and Peyton checking in.
just Arden Payne, clap it up for it. Clap it up, just Arden Payne, man. Yahweh Shemalathan Bahashim Yahweh Shai. To all of my sisters, got Crystal, just Arden Payne, got Sister Howell over here. We got a full house tonight. Cause in the yard. Got myself. We got other people coming in, always checking. Because I know this is Friday night where people can drink their mayam. Is that a good word? And your yan for the wine. And
Right.
but anyway, we're gonna go on this a little bit here. There are those five extra characters. Did anybody know what they were?
It's like we got an answer, sir.
Yeah, what's that? Go ahead.
Crystal said uh ending characters.
Clap it up for Sister Crystal, man. That's right. That's right. They're the ending characters. And those are characters when we were in captivity, our sounds never change. And this is how you learn Hebrew. When you learn the Syrian and the ancient, you're learning both of them at the same time. But the ancient Hebrew, that top line over there is and the bottom line is the same thing. You keep going. But they look different because the original language the Most High gave us, and then we went captive in Assyria, they changed our characters, and they gave us five extra characters. And that is what are they? They're the Ka, the Ma, the Na, the Pa, and the Tazah. We'll do that on another lesson. But as now, I just want you guys to know that so you can understand. And the Assyrian, they have five extra characters. And what's unique, and since we're writing in Hebrew in ancient writing here, that's not Assyrian, that's the ancient writing, that's the original language the Most High gave us, Hebrew, okay? All right. So what's unique about it? We're using what? What are those called? People see these U's and this upside down U's and these right side up U's. What are those called? Anybody know in the chat? Yeah, anybody. Go ahead. Go ahead, sis.
Connectors.
Connectors. And what kind of connectors are they?
Dependent and independent.
Dependent and independent connect. Clap it up for Sister Alba. Dependent and independent connectors. Very good. And those connectors are used to formulate sounds and help you to understand it. So when we say something like, let's go to India, India is to where the Most High gave us understanding of the 18 nations named today. That's when you see India, those little people with the red dots in their head, the ones that own all the convenience stores, the ones that own all the gas stations, right? That's these people, right, Kaz? You got it? Them Indians. Can you hear me okay, Kaz? You lose the sound?
Salaki, sir, you can hear me?
Can you hear me okay?
Con, sir, I can hear you.
All right, all right. These Indians right here is actually called Elam. So
Right.
write this in your note. In our notes in Elam, the 18 nations. Now these are the nations, and I'm gonna keep on writing on the board. I'll have to erase a little bit here. I-Walam. I-Walam. And that is the same as saying I-Walam in the ancient. Right here. We have what kind of connector is that? Anybody know? Independent, right? Because you want to use this sound here independent of its own. That's why you want to say I. That's what an I looks like. If you look on that chart, it's about the I don't know, it's right there, about the 18th or 17th letter. I, and then you have a wa, and then you have a lam. What's that? Why is that U under the L and the M? Anybody know? Why do we do that? Why do we have an upside down U here on the I, then the wa, like I, wa? I'm saying I, ya, slockish. I, ya, and then lam, lam. See that right there? That lam. That lam is this. So why are we using this upside down U here instead of the right side up U's there? I'm sorry. Why are we using this U under this L and the M? What are we trying to do there? Anybody know? We asked the chat. What kind of connector is that? When we say lam, what is it doing, and what is that connector called? Matter of fact, I'll change it to a color green so people can see it. How about that? Cause lam. So when you say I yalam, we have anybody in the chat? What kind of connector is that? Go ahead.
Oh, no, not yet, sir. Nothing yet.
Okay. Well, anybody? Go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
To connect the sense.
These connectors. Okay, that's independent connector, right?
Right.
What's this one?
Dependent.
Dependent. Like the sister said, a dependent connector. Anybody else agree in the chat with that, cause? That dependent
They didn't
connector.
say anything yet, sir.
It's a dependent connector, right?
Right, con, sir.
And that's what you want. And that's what you use when you're pronouncing, enunciating words. When we spell it out, we're using those connectors because it's the way it makes these words easier to put together. So when we say India, Elam, I yalam, I independent, ya independent, lam. Well, you want to join those two sounds together. So when you join two sounds together, it's just like English when you take it in school. There's no, this has rules too. Well, that little green U right there tells you to make this sound and that sound and join it together. It's lam. It makes this sound lam. Or you can just say it by itself, la, and you say ma. But in this case, we want to say lam. Okay? Everybody understand? So let's go to the next one. What's the next nation there? What we got? Assyria? Where's Assyria? That is the people that lived in Mesopotamia at that time. Of course, even Daniel, people remember the story about Daniel in the lion's den, Assyrian. I believe that's what that was. But Assyria today, when you call it Assyria, those names today, their biblical name would be called Ashur. Not Asher, but Ashur. Because Asher is one of the 12 tribes of Israel. But Ashur, that's his name in Hebrew will be called Ashawar. Ashawar. Oh, okay. Ashawar. Now, in previous classes, I would have people go ahead and spell it out, but it sounds like we have, since we got people that just starting out in Hebrew, well, as we go down the road, I'm going to let you guys figure out this right here on a piece of paper and hold it up in your configuration. And then you can hold it up as your invite in the StreamYard, and you'll be able to tell us, you'll be able to write it down. Or you can just show it on a piece of paper. You don't have to do a lot of writing. However you do it, I'm just happy that you would participate in class. So, Ashawar. Ashawar. Now, well, what do we got there? So, Assyria, Ashur, Ashawar, and then the sound is by itself. It's independent, right? And the Shah, independent. That's what this little upside down U is. These are called connectors. Write them down in your writing so you'll understand what we're doing here. And in the green, we have what we call dependent connector. Why? Because that wa and that ra depend on each other. Where is that found? Right here. That's that wa. Can they see that? Yeah, they can see that. Okay. So we have the people in the chat. If you want to say war, by itself, Shah by itself. That's why they're dependent connectors. And that's what that is. And so to take that further, that is an independent connector right there. I mean, a dependent connector, right? And I'm going to do the, and this is an independent connector. Just an upside down U, just like that. Y'all got the idea? Any questions so far? Because what I'm trying to do is teach you how to read Hebrew, teach you 18 nations at the same time. Don't get mad at me. Any questions or comments?
Not allowed, sir. No questions yet.
All right. Okay. You good?
Okay.
Everybody see the board, okay, I'm sure. Syria. Syria. That's the more nations, the Syrians. Like right nowadays, even now, Syria is right above to the right northeast of Israel. That's where Syria is located. And Syria is Aram or Aram. And in the Bible, you call it Aram or Aram. But this is the nations, Syria, the 18 nations. A lot of people say, well, why are we going over this? Because these are the nations. So you'll recognize who the children of Israel ain't. That's what these nations is. All these nations have oppressed the children of Israel. And of course, we'll get down to one of the main candidates down here in a second. But so far, who we got? Syria, Aram. Are we good on the board? Everything's fine. Yeah. Lock in for that. But anyway, that's the main thing that we people need to understand. Okay? It's locked in. Now, okay. So, where we at? Get my board situated here. Locked in. Okay. Syria, Aram. Then you call it Aram. So if we want to put that one, let's see, we'll use a connector like this. Like that. Just lock it for a second here. Put this thing on here where it belongs, yeah. Underneath there. There we go. Aram. That connector there is the same as that green connector is the same as a dependent connector, right? So then ra, then ma. That right there is a dependent connector, right? So we say D for dependent, I for the independent connector. Now, that's next. Hey, Kaz.
Okay.
Any questions?
No questions yet, sir.
You got to mute me on that end, bro. Okay?
Guys,
You good?
okay.
All right. So write these down. Make sure you understand. The Arabs, Ishmael. Who was Ishmael in the Bible? Anybody know? Who was his dad? Ishmael. Anybody?
It's like if I could.
Go ahead.
His father would be Isaac.
His father was Isaac. Think so.
Abraham, Salaki.
All right. Yeah. You. Okay. Yeah.
That was his brother. Salaki.
That's okay. It's all right. It's all right to change it. It's okay. Ishmael, right? His dad was who?
Abraham,
right? That's right. So that's what you got to understand now. Abraham was the father of many nations, right? So who now his brother? Now you can go back to that. Who is Ishmael's brother? Because they're the Arabs, of course. Who is Ishmael's brother? Take your time. We will let you battle this out, Kazamar. Go ahead.
it was Isaac.
Clap it up for that brother right there, right? Now you got it. That's it. That's Isaac, right?
Right.
There you go. So what's the significance? Why is Ishmael the Arabs? Because who's Isaac? As you had Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, right? They're the progenitors and founding fathers of what the nations of Israel, right? But is
right.
Ishmael one of the 12 tribes of Israel? That's right. Exactly. Right. So what's the significance of this? Sarah conceived Isaac at the old age, and Isaac means laughter. Say, man, I can't have no child at being that age, right? That's what Ishmael did. I mean, that's what Sarah did. She had two children. She had Isaac, right?
Right.
And Sarah, right? And that was it was wait a minute. What's her name? No. Wait, hold on. Lord here. Sarah had, I'm going back to the wrong one. Sarah had Isaac. The handmaid, Hagar, had who? Which one was that? Which one was Hagar? That's the one. I'm sorry. Hagar was whose mother? Whose son? There we go. Who was Hagar? Go ahead.
She was the handmaid that had.
She was a handmaid that had Ishmael. That's what I want to try and get adjusted over here. Now, Isaac, who is Isaac's mother?
Isaac's mother was Sarah.
Sarah, right. And that's what his name means, laughter, because she didn't think that she could have a child, right?
Right.
But the Lord did that for her, right? She was old, okay? How old was Abraham when he had Ishmael, the nation of the Arabs? That's where they come from. Yasha Ma'alah. Yasha Ma'alah. Isaac was how old? 100 years old, right? Read that for me, Akaz. Give me a Genesis 21:5. Genesis 21:5. You got a Bible there?
Okay.
Read that for me. Genesis 21:5.
This is Genesis chapter 21, verse 5.
That's right.
And Abraham was 100 years old
How?
when his was 100 years old
He was 100
when
years old?
his
Right.
son Isaac was born unto him.
He was 100 years old when his son was born, right? Okay, finish reading. And Sarah what?
Okay, verse 6.
Mm-hmm.
And Sarah said,
Now,
God
we
hath
talking
made
about
me to laugh.
Isaac, his brother. Go ahead.
And Sarah said, God hath made me to laugh, so that all that hear will laugh with me.
Laugh with me. Finish reading.
Verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, who would have said unto Abraham that Sarah should have given children suck? For I have borne him a son in his old age.
Right, exactly. So basically, to keep from reading on, it's basically saying that, and I want you to read me verse 9 in a few seconds. But Ishmael was Hagar's son, right? Read that for me. Verse 9.
Okay, verse 9.
Right. This is talking
And
about
Sarah,
Ishmael. Go ahead.
okay, and Sarah saw the son of Hagar, the Egyptian,
The what?
which the Egyptian.
What, she was an Egyptian? Well,
Okay,
if
the Egyptian.
she was Egyptian, is it Ishmael? Basically, daddy made him a Hebrew through his birth, but his mama was Egyptian, so the Lord couldn't allow her to be part of that. So go ahead, read. Not the 12 tribes of Israel, anyway. Finish reading.
Okay, which she had born unto Abraham mocking.
Right, finish reading.
Verse 10. Wherefore she said unto Abraham,
Right.
cast out this bondwoman and her son.
Cast this bondwoman out of here, man, and her son. Go ahead. And who is her son? Ishmael. And he is Ishmael. Finish reading. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
For the son of this bondwoman shall not be heir with my son, even with Isaac.
So Isaac was his brother. Well, Isaac is the 12 tribes of Israel, but Israel is the Arabs. That makes sense? That's what that is. And and of course, it was a grievous thing. Abraham sight called his son, blah, blah, whatever. But that's how it goes. That's how love goes, they say. But Isaac, I mean Ishmael, he had they gave him some Kool-Aid and water and sent him on his way. All right. But look what he got now: oil wells, princes, and stuff. That's it. The Lord gave him something, but he's not part of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the point. Even though he was born, his daddy was the Abraham. That makes sense. Okay. So we done with that one. Did you finish reading that one, Akash? Go ahead. Any more questions on that? We know these nations right here, right? I'm sorry. We have Iwalam. We have Ashawar up here. We have this thing we're gonna do right. And then Aram. And then the last one we have the Arabs, Ishmael, Yasha, Ma'ila, Yasha, M-I, Allah. Okay, and that's how you have the Ishmael. So let's move on to another one. Let's move on to, let's move on a few more here as time permitted. How much time we got? Can we do this work on this a little bit? We'll work this chart over here a little bit. Okay. All right. Let's work on this, Akash. Sorry about that. Let's work on the next nation here. We have the Chinese and the Japanese. Who in the world were they? Chinese, right? And who else? Japan, Japanese. Okay? The Chinese and Japanese. And what do they call the cause? Remember? See if you can get that. Anybody in the audience? What do the Chinese call nowadays? What in the Bible, what were they called? We know nowadays they call them the Chinese and the Japanese. You know, them kind of like people that got the slant eyes, you know. Just the way it is. Like I said, you with me, Kaz? Kazamar?
God, sir.
Anybody in the audience know who the Chinese and Japanese were? What the Bible called them? Can we say this? Can we say that word right there? Can we? Can we say this word right here? They're Moab and Ammon, right?
Right.
Now, how did Moab and Ammon get on the scene? What happened? Where they come from? Because that's the nations that they're called nowadays, right? We talk about the 18 nations. We're trying to show you and identify what these people are, right? Who is Moab and Ammon? Where'd they come from? Anybody? Ask the audience. Where'd they come from? And if they don't know, then I know you know. Go ahead, sister.
From Lot and his two daughters.
From Lot. What? You hear that, sister, right there? Say that again, sister.
Lot and his two daughters.
Lot and his two daughters. Uh-oh. Let's find out what happened. Who is Lot in the Bible? Anybody know? Lot. Who was Lot? Akaz. Kazamar.
Come on, God.
Who is Lot in the Bible?
Now, Lot was the man that was in Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, not
That's
Sodom.
right.
Oh, yeah, guys.
No, you're right.
He was in
Sodom and
Sodom.
Gomorrah. Stay right there. He was Sodom and Gomorrah, right? So what happened?
Right.
What was the story? Let's read about it, right? Go to Genesis 19. Let's find out where these people come from, man. We got to identify where people come from the 18 nations, so we'll know. The 18 nations will know where people come from. All right? Talk to me about it. We got people in the audience, they want to know this. All right? So Moab, let's go ahead and then read for me, and I'll write down the rest of it here in a second. This is where the Chinese and Japanese come. Give me 19 and 30. Okay. Kazamar. Give me Genesis 19 and 30.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So this
Genesis
is where
19.
this is your modern day Chinese and Japanese. They came from the ancient people of Moab and Ammon. Read.
Genesis 19 and 30.
Go ahead.
Lot went up out of Zor and dwelt in the mountain, and his two daughters with him, for he feared to dwell in Zor, and he dwelt in a cave, he and his two daughters.
Now, why are they going to dwell in a cave? Because they ran away from that town, what? Sodom and Gomorrah, right?
Right.
Okay. Why? Because those angels were trying to have sex with the men down there. They were homosexuals, man. Can I say that? They were something. They were, what's the word I want to use? The LGBTQT? But that's what they were. And Lot was his children away from that and they wound up in the caves, right?
Right.
And that's what happened. The story goes, I mean, you don't go back too far. I'll be here all day. But that's what happened. Sodom and Gomorrah he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and turned and turned and toward all the land of the plain and beheld the smoke of the country went up the smoke of the furnace. So the Most High rained down fire and brimstone and burned up that land that Lot was in. But then Lot had to go somewhere, and this is where he went. Go ahead, read. Finish reading.
Okay.
And his wife looked back and wanted to go back into that land and all that and just be part of those LGBTQT people. But the daughters he took his daughters and went up to this mountain, these caves. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Where you at? Verse 31.
Okay. Verse 31.
Read.
And the firstborn said unto the younger, our father is old.
Now the firstborn,
And
this is the firstborn of his daughters. This is his firstborn daughter. Said unto the younger, what? Go ahead.
And there is not a man in earth to come unto us in the man like unto us after the manner of all the earth.
What does that mean? What was she trying to say? Go ahead. Anybody in the audience? Go ahead. What was this daughter? She said there ain't a man to come unto us. What was she trying to say? Our father is old, and there is not a man in the earth to come unto us after the manner of all the earth. After the manner, that means this ain't gonna be no gay. I mean, this ain't gonna be the LGBTQT coming into us. We can't find no real man up there. So Lot's daughters said that, right? The older said to the younger. Are you finished reading? Go ahead.
Come.
Now, here is what happened right here, verse 32. Go ahead. This is how your nations of China and Japan, slant-eyed people, Moab and Ammon got formed, because they are not the 12 tribes of Israel whatsoever. Read. Although Lot was Abraham's nephew. Yeah, they were Hebrew. He was Hebrew. But what happened here? But he was not the 12 tribes of Israel. Go ahead, read.
Okay. Verse 32.
Right.
Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him, that we may preserve, we may lie with him.
Oh man, go ahead. They're gonna lie with their father. So you thought, we said we can read that slowly. Read that again. Yeah. We're gonna tell you what Chinese and Japanese came from. Go ahead.
Come, let us make our father drink wine, and we will lie with him.
They ain't talking about telling the truth. They talking about lie down with him.
Right.
Like you lie down with a wife. His daughter's saying this, right? Am I right? Go ahead, finish reading.
That we may preserve seed of our father.
So what are they really saying? Anybody in the audience?
Man.
Anybody in the audience, Akash? What are they saying?
It's like it's like.
Go ahead.
They're saying they want to have babies.
Say it again.
They want to have sex with their father so they can continue the his bloodline.
Through his bloodline. They wanted to have sex and lie with their father so they continue his bloodline. That's what they're saying, right?
Guys, Sister Crystal said,
go ahead.
Have a child with.
Have a child. Exactly. Clap it up for Sister Crystal. Damn right. That's what right. Lot. That's what Lot. What was Lot? Lot was asleep. He was drunk. He laying down and counting sheep. But his daughters, wherever he taught them, they had in their mind to have. Today they would call that incest. Would they not?
Right.
To sleep with your father, I can't fathom that. And most Israel can't do that, but there are people that do that nowadays. But that's how you know this man ain't following no law of ours. You don't go sleeping with your daughter. And the daughter don't go sleeping with their dad. That's the whole point. You know what I'm saying? The daughter sleep with the dad, right? And then that's Moab and Ammon. This is where they come from. Finish reading.
Count.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 33.
Uh-huh.
And they made their father drink wine that night.
Okay, go ahead. They made their father
And-
drink wine because that's gonna put him to sleep, and he's gonna be out of his misery, and he's just gonna lay down because he didn't missed his whole town of Sodom and Gomorrah, and he laying down in the cave, drunk. Read.
And the firstborn went in
Mm-hmm.
and lay with their father, with
He
her
did
father.
what? The firstborn did
And
what?
the firstborn went in and lay with her father.
In other words, had sex with her father. That's what this is saying, right? Read.
And he perceived not when she lay down,
He didn't even
nor
know what was going on. Nor when
Right.
she arose. He didn't even know. This woman, this wicked girl, sat there and had sex with her dad, and Lot didn't even know. He's sitting down there. Finish reading, verse 34.
Verse 34. And it came to pass on the morrow that the firstborn said unto the younger, Behold, I lay yesternight with my
Right.
father.
Right.
Let us make him drink wine this night also, and
Right.
go thou in and lie with him, that
Right.
we may preserve seed of our father.
Right. And all this, there's a whole lot of shaking going on, let's say. This is
Right.
sad, but that's what happened. That's how you got the nations of China and Japan to this very day. Has anybody got any questions on that? And they did. They made him drink. And then when they had the children, you skip down. But here, this is the firstborn Barry's son. As a matter of fact, read down to we got the idea. That's the point. Go down to verse 37. It'll tell you about the Moabites. Read verse 37. The Chinese. Go ahead.
Genesis 19 and 37.
Right.
And the firstborn bare a son, and called his name Moab.
Moab. That's this name right here. Right? Moab. All right. And that would be in the Bible, Moab or Mawa'abah. So let's write that down at this time. Mawa'abah. Hold that there. Wa. We're talking we're talking Hebrew, so we're just spelling it as it is in the Bible. Moab is pronounced Ma, Wa, and then you got Abba. Okay? In the Hebrew. And in Hebrew, it will be Ma, Mawa, and it's Abba. Like that. We'll have all independent connectors on that one. Okay? Finish reading. What we got, Ammon?
Shamakan.
Okay, read.
The same is the father.
What verse you on? Genesis what?
I'm still on 37. I'm at the end.
Read.
The same is the father of the Moabites unto this day.
The father of the Moabites, Mawa'abah, Chinese, to this day, they're called the Moabites. Got it? That firstborn,
Right.
that means Lot's firstborn child or son. In this case, it's a son, to bear a son. It was called Moab or Mawa'abah. And that was an incest child. That's what this is. Y'all with me? All right, read verse 38.
Okay. Verse 38.
I'll talk about Ammon. Go ahead.
And the younger She also bare a son and called his name Benami.
Uh-huh.
The same is the father of the children of Ammon unto this
Ammon.
day.
Right. And that's why we call him Ammon, because he, the second daughter, and those will be called the Japanese. Y'all got it? Y'all understand that now? Any questions in the audience on that, guys? Anybody?
Nah, so no question.
And then within that cross, huh? Now, and then, and of course, Aman would be called Amawan. That's just how you pronounce it in Hebrew, okay? Amawan, okay? Amawan. So it's Ma, one, like this, and like that. That's Imawan. Okay. Whole another name. Imawan or Aman. Aman. Okay. Y'all got it? Any questions we got to cause?
No,
Nobody? Huh?
Yeah, comment.
We got a comment?
Yeah, sir.
What we got?
Brother checking in, young man Davion.
Right? What did he say?
Said he asked why the Lord made peace with the enemy.
How the Lord make peace? Is that a question or a comment?
It's a comment.
Here's a
Let me
comment.
put up on screen. Guys, I can put up on screen.
Please. Read that for me again.
Why the Lord made peace with the enemy.
Why the Lord make peace with the enemy? That's a good comment. But I'm not saying that he did make peace with the enemy, because the Lord really ain't made peace. The Lord is a man of war. You know, if what you're saying, I'm not quite sure, but the Lord is a man of war, bro. He ain't making peace with no enemy. You know, that's you're gonna find that out. We ain't at peace with the enemy, the 12 tribes of Israel. We're not, the Lord is a man of war, okay? But if you want to say peace, that's fine. But anyway, that's cool. Now, what's the next one we got here? So-called white man. Anybody know who that one is? Huh? Somebody talk to me. So I'm gonna give him a special color. Who's the white man? Who's that? Who's his so-called white man, right?
Right.
Anybody in the audience? Tell me who do y'all know who that's called? Anybody? Would it be called this right here? Make sure I spelled it right. Anybody recognize that right there? Edom or Esau, Edomites, the so-called white people. And that's the nation. You call him Adawam. Adawam. Let me need some room for that right there. Let me leave a little bit of room for that right there. Okay. Esau or Edom. And you call him Adawam. Adawam. Which means what? What does that mean? The cause means red, doesn't it?
Right.
Adawam means red. Why is Esau, where did he come from? Anybody? Let's read. Let's find out where he came from. Edom or Esau. Let's find out where he came from. Make sure that's Adawam. People don't get that messed up. We don't call him Adawam. Let's make sure. Where did he come from, Cos? Give me Genesis, the 25th chapter. Let's figure out where he came from, right? Before we end, we're almost close to ending class here, you know. Let's talk about this for a second here. Because if we don't finish this week, we'll finish another time, right?
Okay.
All right, give me Genesis 25. We're going to show you what Edom came from. Now, I mean, you know, it was good. I'm taking the time to show you where these nations come from. Now you know what Lot had these two, his two daughters to, well, he just laid in the cave. He didn't teach his children not to have sex with their daddy. I guess that's why the Most High said separate. Y'all need to separate from these nations that want to go around and have sex with their dad and incest and ooh, Lord. Y'all want to separate from that. Y'all understand? But that's what Lot did. That's why we're no kin to Chinese and Japanese. But now we definitely, here's one. This will, all of us come of Adam. But this little rascal right here is really going to surprise you to know where he came from. Anybody know where he came from before we go on further? Anybody? Check that audience out. Put that out there, Cos. Anybody? Yeah, I want to know anybody out there. Crystal, Jane, or how about all of them? Wake them up in there. Wake that audience up in there, man. Where did Esau come from? Edom, Adawam. Talk to me. Where did he come from?
Slice here for mate.
Go ahead. Who's that?
I was in Nayar.
Go ahead,
Slice said he had came from Isaac.
That's right. Tell me about it, Nayar. Go ahead.
Who's that? Yeah. So Jacob and Isaac are the sons of it's like Jacob and Esau are the sons of Isaac, and the who was it? Son of and who was the mother?
The mother was Rebecca. All
Rebecca.
Right. Get your Bible. I want you to read this for me, my brother. Officer. Give Kaz a break there, Nayar. Talk to me. I want you to read. Go to Genesis 25th chapter. Let's find out where they came from, okay? Go to 25 and 20. Let's read the story. Because the audience needs to know. This deserves an answer. Where did Esau and Edom come from? We write in Hebrew on the board right here. We're showing you how to spell his name, and we're going to get to the Hebrew spelling of that in a second. Because we went to Chinese, Japanese, Moab, and Ammon. Now we're going to call this so-called white man, so-called white people. That's what this says. Esau, Edom. Adawam means blood. Read, Nayar. You got it?
Khan.
Read.
This is Genesis chapter 25, verse 20.
Right.
And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah to wife, the daughter of Bethel, the Syrian of Padaram.
That's it.
The sister of Laban, the Syrian. Verse 21.
We talked about Syria before, didn't we?
Khan.
That's what that would be. Go ahead, read.
Verse 21.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it's like verse 21. And
Isaac was the 12 tribes of Israel. He was talking about where Rebecca came from. That was a daughter of a Syrian Padaram, the sister of Laban, the Syrian. That's where she came from. But it matters very much so where the seed of Israel came from. Read verse 21.
Okay. Verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife
Right.
because she was barren, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah, his wife, conceived.
That means that entreated. I mean, in other words, the Lord paid close attention and gave and made her womb not barren anymore, made her have children. It's for lack of other words. Finish reading. Isaac
Okay. Verse
conceived,
22.
they had a child. Go ahead. Verse 22.
Verse 22. And the children struggled together within her.
Right.
And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord.
Right. She had two twins in her, man. And she was wondering, if this children be so, why is she struggling? If the Lord bless my womb and I'm going to conceive, why am I struggling here? That's what she went to find out. Finish reading. Now, this is Rebecca getting ready to have children. And we're going to explain where Esau came from. Go ahead. Because ain't nobody on earth look like Adawam or this red man. That's why I'm using this color red here. In Hebrew, we're the Hebrew Israelites. And we're Israel's School of Universal Practical Knowledge. And we're showing you in Lashawan Qadash class who Esau was. Read.
Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb.
How many nations? Two nations, right?
Come.
Go ahead, read.
Two nations are in thy womb.
Go ahead.
And two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels.
How many? Slow that down, son. How many manner of people? How many manner of people?
And two manner of people.
One manner of people.
And two manner of people.
18 nations.
Two manner of people.
That means two different nations. Read.
Shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other. That's like I'm gonna read it again. And the one people shall be and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the young.
That's right. The elder, whoever the elder, as a custom of Israel, whoever that elder that comes out of that womb first is the progenitor supposed to be the birthright. But we're going to find out what the Most High did. Read verse 24.
Verse 24.
Right.
And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
There were twins, right? In this case, they were fraternal twins, but we go ahead. We're going to show you. Read.
Verse 25. And the first came out red.
That's who Esau is. He came out red. Adawam means red. That's who this is. Y'all make sure the people in the chat, make sure you pay attention to it. If you didn't know where white folk come, the so-called white man, we say so-called white because he really ain't white. What color is he?
It's like, wait, where was it? It's like 20.
He's
okay, 25. Like, and the first came out red.
Came out red. Read.
And us like it. And the first came out red all over, like a hairy garment.
And he was hairy all over. Read. Ain't nobody else was like this man on this earth. Read.
And they called his name Esau.
Call his name right here. Esau. E-S-U-E. E-S-A-U. Get tired. Edom. Edomites. Esau. Don't let them morph. They're all around. And we got other nations we may not get to tonight, but we're going to show you Esau is all those other nations too. France, Italy, Germany. Okay, that's all white. All white. You see people that like that. Of course, we know people that have mixed. We understand that. And it's not so much about color. This is about identification. Okay, read.
Come. Verse 26. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel, and his name was called Jacob.
Yeah, he took hold of that hill, signifying that, his brother took over the hill, saying, look, when you come out first and you rule, my hand is on your heel, and world without end, I'm gonna come right behind you, and we're gonna rule. And that's the 12 tribes of Israel. But for right now, who's in control and who's ruling? Well, who's ruling the earth? Esau and Edom, Adawam, the so-called white man. Finish reading.
It's like, where was it?
The second,
Isaac.
his name was called. Finish reading.
Okay, I see. It's like there. And Isaac was 80 old when she bare them.
How much
verse
is three
22.
score? How much is three score? Anybody?
30.
I got a sister. Go ahead. We got a sister in class. Got an answer. Go ahead. Sister.
Oh, it's like
60.
She said 60.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Con.
Clap it up for her.
Sister,
Huh?
Sister Crystal said 60 also.
Clap it up for Sister Crystal. Right. I was Shemalathon, but I was shy to my sisters, man. They doing it tonight. Exactly right. 60 years old. So Isaac, their daddy, was 60 years old. And of course, this story goes on. And the boys grew, and of course, one was a kind of hunter. We just want to show you that Esau is actually Jacob's brother. And who is Jacob? That's us, the 12 tribes of Israel. We're actually brothers, but the Lord did what? He separated them out of the womb. That means he made them two nations. So don't fear, you're not like him. Go back to verse 23. Let's make sure we understand. Read verse 23 again.
Con. Verse 23. And the Lord.
Now read that again.
Yeah. Con. Verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated.
2 manner. That means 2 different types of people. We are not the same as Esau. Esau is different from anybody in anybody in the world. So Jacob is the 12 tribes of Israel, and one of these 18 nations, so-called white people, Esau, and they stand out by themselves. They got their own red skin territory, their own nation, their own weakness, their own what else? Their own they separated. They're not stronger. They don't have the salt that Jacob has, right? And right now we're serving them, but soon we're going to they're going to be our servants. We're not going to get into that, but just understand that. I'm just trying to show you who this is. All right, and that's enough on that right there. Y'all know who Esau is, right? Anybody don't know? Anybody? We good on that? We good on that, right?
All
right. I'll write that down. It's Here's how you spell his name. In Hebrew. Da. And then you got Wam. Like that. Da, Wam. Okay? And that's how you spell Adawam. Not Adawan, it's Adawam. Adawam means red or blood. And that's what Esau is. But that's where he came from. Now we learning this right here is a lot. We've learned this. We may not we may not finish yet. But the point is, we've learned about Chinese, we've learned about so-called white people, Esau, and that's Adawam. We've learned about India, Assyria, Syrians, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, so-called white people. And we'll finish. I don't want to get that. I want to bring this out so people can concentrate on others. The other ones. We got other nations, and they would be called Israel. That's us. That would be Jacob. We just read about him, and Jacob is all over the Bible. The 12 tribes of Israel. The Most High is trying to show you how we are separated from all these other nations too. All right, we got when wait till we bring out the Ethiopians and the Egyptians in North Africa and South Africa. You'll find out, man, the four nations right there. And of course, we have Esau can be categorized also. He metamorphed himself into French, Russian, German, Greek, Spain, Italy. Those are all Adawams. They ain't no different. They just got different languages, different tongues. That's all it is. Okay. So when you see Esau, so-called white man, what you got to understand is that when you see the French, the Russian, the Greek, the German, Spain, Italy, of course, when you see people like Turkmenistan, who did I say? What's some more white nations there? Holland, Denmark, Belgium, Luxembourg. All of those are the so-called white men. Same thing. They're no different. Don't misunderstand that, right? Okay. So it's 8:40 now, Kyle. We're just going to end class and tell you why, because I haven't got time to get into all the 18 nations, so I'm not going to continue. Right? Any more questions that we have?
No, Slicers, say any more questions?
Any questions in the chat?
Nah, no more questions, sir.
All right, okay, but these are the nations that we're talking about, and these are the nations where they come from. And then 18 nations, to repeat again, Salakia. The 18 nations, to repeat again, where they come from. The 18 nations named today, their biblical names: India, Syria. Syria. One of these days, I'm gonna break down and get even closer than what this is right here. Syria, Arabs, Chinese, Japanese, that's Lot's people, so-called white people, that's Adawam. They actually came from Rebecca, the same womb, but they're not our people. The Most High separated them, okay, and made them Adawam. red skin and hair and like beasts. As a matter of fact, before I go, Esau, you got to understand something. He's like a beast, man. You know, how do you know? Because he's continually acting like a beast. Everything he does is beast-like. You know, he goes into beast mode. He doesn't even act like a human sometimes. You know,
Right.
He's born in the same wood. He got ears, he got eyes, he got nose, but he acts like a beast would act. Just got to have it. Greed. What else? Greed. Got to have a purpose of taking things. He got to hunt our steps, the Bible says in Lamentations 4:17. He's got to hunt our steps every step of the way. I mean, just killed this girl. What was the girl name, man? This is the beast. This is Esau, Adawam, out of the red blood. What was that girl he just killed? What was the name? What was her name, Akash?
So like I said, Sonia Massey.
Sonia Massey, right? It's sad.
Okay.
Here's another one of them beasts. Just take your gun out and just shoot a woman that you didn't even get. There was no reason for him to do that. And you know, Most High is going to judge that situation right there. Take that man and do what he got to do with him. You know, because this is the beast that the Most High separated us from. The Most High did that. We're under punishment because of our disobedience, and this beast is just causing havoc, showing all the punishment he can do unto us. And that's what it is. So we're showing you who Esau is. That's a beast. He was the beast in the garden back in the Adam's days, when Most High had all those people called Adamites. That's what they are. They were named after Adam. All right, I mean that's what they were, just Adam. You know, Adam was the first one the Most High brought the truth to. But this beast right here ain't never. He was a father of all lies. The Bible says, didn't it? Isn't he the father of all lies? This Esau, this devil. That's what that is, and that's what you see. Adawam. And I'm gonna stop on that one. I'm gonna go past that. I'm gonna go to the other nations at another time. Okay. So what we're gonna do? Everybody enjoyed themselves. Clap it up for class, man. Right. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, Barak Thumb to all my brothers. Yahweh Shema Alatah, Bashem Yahweh Shai. And let's salute out the brothers, Akaz. You want to salute them out? You want to stand and salute them out?
In the Israel.
Yeah.
Men of Israel,
Go ahead.
Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, how about Kimi Al-Shah Barakatah?
Sarah, face the sisters.
Men of Israel, Ahmad Shabbat, Ahmad Barak, Yahweh Shamal Al-Dah Bashim Al-Shah,
Yamata.
Yabdam.
Class dismissed. Clap it up for class. Hey, read the announcements. Read the announcement for me, Akaz. Then we'll be dismissed. Okay. Go ahead.
It's like this is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, start out of 1 West, 125th Street, out of Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When the new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother and sister. There's another 6 months in which a brother or sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi 3, 8 through 10, means 10th in Hebrew, Ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of every increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. That's the memorial blowing of the trumpet. This is the first day of the 7th month, Wednesday, the 2nd, October 2024. You can find this in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. Remind Akim and Akwa to check the bulletin board. Remind Akim Akwa to check the bulletin board in the hallway if anyone wants to be a troop in the school. So I'm wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, shalom.
For that, shalom. Let's close out.